Good evening and welcome. We are so glad to have you join us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you from Benin City, the Edo State capital, Nigeria. My name is Esora Osemege. Before we let you in on the news in details, here are the highlights of tonight's reports.
By the grace of God, the wickedness we have seen in the past 8 years is about to come to an end. Monday will be governor. Danny will be deputy. You believe that,
I started to apply this road since 1992. Now I started to apply this road. This road not very be like this. But now Shomole even do palliative for this road. After 4 years, you can't do palliative. After 4 years, it can't be 8 years. Since that time, 8 years don't complete now. Now as this road be now because the rain not fall now, and make una fit come here. So if rain fall now, no go area.
We know it's road to pass. Only even if rain fall now, they will block the street now unless you pay money before you pass.
You know, the tomatoes get grades. Depends. That big basket where they say 100,000, 150, so they say 40, 35. Depends as customer take come markets. That's all the tea they buy.
It don't cheap. It has become cheap now. At the season we did so now it's cheap.
Of course, the truth is that as a youth, you have to be sensible, because if you are not sensible, ask yourself, where are their children? They are not here. Then why should they use you for political thuggery? So it's advisable that you come out to vote, because our vote will count on that day. That's what I believe.
Is that first 6 months of life, you make God made it. That make you go come out of your breast, so you be champ. You dey hear me? So even if you do sex next time, or you just dey come out for the forward, there should be no discrimination for anybody.
Now to the news in details, where we begin. The political landscape of the All Progressive Congress in Edo State was further solidified in Edo South Senatorial District as the party flagged off the electioneering campaign with a mega campaign rally in Benin City. The mega campaign rally was graced by APC party leaders, including Senator Adams Eric Oshomale, Edo State Deputy Governor, Comrade Honorable Philip Shaibu, as well as the party's gubernatorial candidate, Senator Mondo Kwewolo and Honorable Dennis Idaosa. The mega campaign rally also saw leaders of the party receiving some notable defectors from the opposition parties, and the commissioning of a free shuttle bus service by Senator Adams Eric Oshomale was sponsored by APC gubernatorial candidate Senator Okwewulu. BeeTv News brings more.
The mega campaign rally of Edo South APC lived up to its hype, as it was a gathering of prominent party dignitaries from the various local government areas of the district. Party leaders and chieftains present at the Edo South mega campaign rally include Senator Comrade Adams Eric Oshomale, Chairman APC Governorship Campaign Council, Edo State Deputy Governor Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shaibu, State Chairman of the party Emperor Jarrett Tenebi, APC Edo South leader and former Deputy Governor of Edo State Right Honorable Dr. Pius Egberame Odubu, APC Edo South Coordinator and former Deputy Governor of Edo State, Mr. Lucky Egosase Imaswe, former member representing the Edo Federal Constituency, Honorable Razak Bello Osagi, among others. After the opening prayer by Pastor Osagi Ezeyamu, the program was moderated by a former member of Edo State House of Assembly and Federal House of Representatives member. After the opening prayer by Pastor Osagi Ezeyamu, the program was moderated by former House of Representatives member, Honorable Patrick Obahiagbon, also known as Igodomigodo. In his opening remark, Chief Lucky Egosai Maswe, the campaign director of APC Edo South, promised Comrade Adams Oshomale that Edo South Senatorial District will be delivered at the upcoming elections this time around. Also, in his welcome address, the Director General of APC Campaign Council, Senator Matthew Urohide, welcomed all to the rally and added that other rallies will follow suit in the other 2 senatorial districts, namely Edo Central and Edo North, respectively. They said the rally will put the gubernatorial candidates in the map and in the hearts of Edo people, as the candidates, Senator Mondo Kwewolo and Right Honorable Dennis Idaosa, have track records of performance and enjoined all to cast their votes for APC.
People that will respect our people, that will provide infrastructure, that will change our lives, that will give respect to whose respect is due. Marking the beginning of APC governorship campaign certainly is going to put us in the map. It is going to put our governorship candidate in the heart of Edo people. It is going to put our deputy governorship candidate in the heart of Edo people.
Subsequently, some notable APC Edo South leaders, including Pastor Osage Zeyamo, Honorable Pius Odubu, Honorable Paul Uhombamo, and others, addressed the mammoth crowd of supporters, stating that with Senator Monde Okpebholo and Honorable Dennis Idahosa to Sadebe Avenue, prosperity and peace will shower on Edo people. Later, leaders of the APC in Edo State received defectors from the People's Democratic Party, including a former member representing of your federal constituency, Honorable Omosede Igbinedion, and her two brothers to the APC. Honorable Omosede Igbinedion was warmly received by Edo State APC chairman, Imperial Jarrett Terebe, and presented them with a broom.
If you want prosperity, say I can assure you, there will be chicken in every pot of soup. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. By the grace of God, the wickedness we have seen in the past 8 years is about to come to an end. Monday will be governor. Danny will be deputy. If you believe that,
I said as I dropped my resignation letter yesterday, when I see the turnout, as I've seen today, of all of you, I can see clearly that APC is already in government.
Also addressing the crowd at the rally, the senator representing Edo North Senatorial District and chairman APC Governorship Campaign Council, Senator Adams Eric Oshamole, expressed joy for receiving the Igbinedions to the APC. He said they are valuable assets to the party and went on to highlight the areas of development that Senator Okpebholo will fix in the state to include restoring key infrastructures when elected.
Everything they are losing, we are gaining. And we lead to the symbol of our party, which is the broom. Each time you add additional stick to your broom, the broom just gets bigger.
The APC gubernatorial candidate, Senator Monde Okpebholo, and Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa also told the crowd of supporters at the rally of their 5-point agenda to include the educational sector, security, bringing about indigenous investment, and respect for traditional institutions, amongst others.
Today, I can stand bold to tell you that when Dada was doing red roof, I was doing blue roof. Woo! We are going to support farmers. The mechanized farming with I go do, not be story of farm.
We are going to make sure we refund it back to Edo State. Number 5, I want to tell you that this election is about our future. My boss, the distinguished Senator Monde Okpebholo, is 53 years old, and I am 44 years old. A young guy. Youth of club. So our people, will you leave a young man like this to go and go 60-something years old man? Wow.
The high point of the program was the inauguration of a free bus shuttle service sponsored by Senator Monde Okpebholo, APC governorship candidate, and launched by Senator Comrade Adams Eric Oshamole to the delight of all. Sound. The campaign council will next move to Edo Central Senatorial District to also flag off the campaign in that senatorial district. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Meanwhile, the need to address the prevalent trend of drug abuse, courtesan, and the get-rich syndrome, which is now eaten deep into the fabrics of the society, was the focus of the culture and moral sensitization seminar, facilitated by the Honorable Member representing Oredo Federal Constituency in the House of Reps, Honorable Engineer Esosa Iyawe, in collaboration with the National Institute for Cultural Orientation, NICO. This was used to charge the youth to chart a new course of success through hard work and morality. The reports. The National Institute for Cultural Orientation, in collaboration with Honorable Engineer Esosa Iyawe, Honorable Member House of Rep Oredo Federal Constituency, organized a seminar tagged Culture and Moral Sensitization for Youth Against Drug Abuse, Courtism and Get-Rich Syndrome, held in Benin City. The event had in attendance representatives of NICO and a representative of Honorable Engineer Esosa Iyawe, member representing Oredo Federal Constituency, some Labour Party chieftains, students from different institutions, among others. In an opening address, Honorable Esosa Iyawe, represented by Mr. Chidebere AK, emphasized the importance of the program at a time where people, especially youth, are constantly being derailed by dangerous influences such as drug abuse, courtism, and the get-rich syndrome. He noted that the program places emphasis on the values of hard work and integrity, as well as instilling same in the youths.
Yes, it is this same energy and potential that is at risk and being derailed by dangerous influences such as drug abuse, cultism, and the all-too-tempting get-rich-quick syndrome.
Speakers who includes Dr. Dalatin Ogbede, Pharmacy Doctor Okafo Adawara Eva, Professor Eyi Patrick Osayame, Mr. Abraham Ogewonyi, Dr. Agbadudu Joseph Edewo, took turn to elucidate the essence of the seminar, saying it is time to put an end to social vices.
The syndrome of get-rich in our society is a disease, and it requires urgent attention.
When you take it continuously and then you suddenly don't have a supply of it anymore, you start to experience some terrible symptoms: irritability, paranoia, depression, anxiety, you can't sleep, weight loss. It's almost as if your village people are after you.
Why are people running away from the educational sector today? Why are children no longer wanting to go to school? When they are busy schooling, fighting to get a degree for themselves, they eventually come out to now work for one nitwit who did not see the four corners of the university simply because he went through the back door to get money.
The courtism, it's easy. They can easily drag you in. But for you to come out of it is difficult.
In an interview with BeeTv News, Honorable Engineer Esosa Iyawe, represented by Mr. Chidebere Ede, explained that the federal legislature is concerned about illicit drugs, hence his drive to organize the seminar. On their part, Mrs. Favour Idaosa, Oredo Local Government Women Leader, Labour Party, and Comrade Chidi, Oredo Local Government Treasurer, explained the reason for the seminar while charging the teeming youth and society in general to avoid drug abuse and other social vices that may affect their health and the health of others.
Get-rich-quick syndrome. You know the Yahoo Boys story all over town. You know the issues of drug abuse all over town, cultism. And this has gotten to the heart of the Honorable, and he says no, he will do his own bit to stop this malaise.
We really need to pass this message across all the grassroots in our constituency, in the state, and what have you. Some will tell you without highness, I cannot do whatever I am assigned to do. No. There are other things that these drugs is damaging in your system.
Whatever you want to do as a businessman, whatever business you want to venture into, you have to go into research, trying to know if the business you are trying to venture into, if it's profitable, and if it's something you can invest your money in and get dividend from it.
Some of the attendees and students who graced the event also shared their insight on the program, while commending Honorable Esosa Iyawe for his effort in contributing to the progress of the society.
I'm happy I'm here today in this program, and I also appreciate the organizers for organizing this event.
I understand that as a citizen of Nigeria, I should love to be God-fearing I should not mingle with peer group that is unpleasant to me.
I've actually learned a lot, especially from the get rich scheme. Some people doing fraudulent acts, kidnapping, and moving to get money. And the man actually talked about how we ourselves can go into legal means to make money.
The seminar addressed 3 integral aspects of societal decadence: drug abuse, courtism, and the get-rich syndrome. Esoya Osemege, reporting for BeeTv News. Motorists and residents in Uwasota Road have again appealed to the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, to instruct the State Ministry of Roads and Bridges to fix the failed portions of the road. BeeTv News' Osarogi Agwebo reports that the motorists and residents count their losses and the difficulties they go through due to the bad condition of the road. The reports.
The saying, when something good is at the doorstep of your neighbor, you should rejoice, because it simply signifies that it will soon get so turn of the next neighbor. But in the case of the Wasota Road, the reverse is the case. Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki recently commenced and inspected reconstruction and rehabilitation of the Ogida-Uwelu Road and the Uwelu Power Line Road and other roads in Ego local government area. But such construction work is yet to commence on the failed portion of the Wasota Road, which has been in a deplorable state for years. Motorists and tricycle riders plying the road and a business owner who spoke to BeeTv News crew lamented the difficulties they go through plying the road. They said they are now forced to visit the mechanic workshop on a regular routine, change their tires and vehicle parts, stating that although the road is quite motorable now due to the August break, but said whenever it rains, the road is a no-go area.
I started to apply this road since 1992. Now I started to apply this road. This road not very be like this. But now Shomole even do palliative for this road. After 4 years, you can't do palliative. After 4 years, it can't be 8 years. Since that time, 8 years don't complete now. Now as this road be. Now because the rain not fall now, then make una fit come here. So if rain fall now, no go area.
We know it's road to pass. Only even if rain fall now, they will block the street now. Unless you pay money before you pass.
Okay, your name is?
Isaac.
And the painters, may I show you tickets? They patronize the government every day for this road. 114 every day. Now they buy calculator a month. This road, my vehicle now, my dog destroyed now. The bus road is destroyed. They complain for now. As this place don't dry now, why they don't call pull gravel now? Make them feel it now. Look at the road now. It's dry now. There's no water now. Where a fall now? It's like with a 5-year full. No, yes, but right now, why the local feel now is just dry. So put this in.
The motorists and residents passionately appealed to the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, to find a lasting solution to the road, stating that the current state of the road is beyond palliative work.
Monaco help us do the road though. Before Makara they reach 10 o'clock, but now 12 o'clock I no go even sell and finish. Monaco help us so if rain fall here na erosion they full everywhere.
The way they do well, we appreciate. Let them come to Wasota and do the Wasota work.
We don't too suffer for this road. This road now, at least where they're supposed to carry now, say 15 naira, they carry on 200. Now masses they suffer, and at the end they will say government now for the masses. It's not good like that. May they come to our aid, may they help us.
Wasota Road is situated in the local government area of Edo State. Osarogi Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
Now to market survey, tomatoes which have been on the rise in recent months have now witnessed a gradual decline in price. A visit to the popular tomatoes market at Aduawa Ikpobaoka local government area of Edo State by our correspondent revealed that they were evidence of bulk stock of tomatoes in contrast to the months per the reports.
Tomatoes, a popular vegetable used by many Nigerians to prepare various dishes, including stews, was almost getting out of the reach of the average Nigerian due to the cost, as most people resorted to cucumbers to prepare stews. However, the situation has changed as tomatoes are experiencing a gradual decline in price. A market survey by BeeTv News crew revealed that compared to months prior, a basket of tomatoes which sold for 100,000 naira now sells for about 40 to 50,000 naira.
Really, tomatoes don't come. They not be as if it be. That small tomatoes so they fed that Cameroon, where they fed they say 30,000, 36, don't enter 20, 22, 24. Depends. You know the tomatoes get grades. Depends. That big basket where they fed they say 100,000, 150. So they say 40, 35. Depends as customer take come markets. na so the titi dey buy am.
E don cheap. It has become cheap now. At the season we did so now it's cheap.
The traders attributed the reduction in price to seasonal fluctuations, favorable weather, and a slight decrease in cost of transportation. However, they stated that due to its reduction, they stand to gain little or no profit.
This period, tomatoes cheap now. Because as you see now, as you see in the ground now, we don't see any buyers. No buyer, that is why you see us.
For BeeTv News.
Ahead of the Edo State forthcoming gubernatorial election, youths in Edo State have been advised not to engage in any form of violence and crisis that will be orchestrated by politicians who will want to use them to disrupt the electoral process. BeeTv News' Osarugi Agwebo reports that some concerned youth in Benin City who gave the advice also advocated for a peaceful conduct of the forthcoming elections in the state. The reports.
It depends on the environment that time, so if it's safe for voting, I think I'll vote.
Over the years, during election period, it has now become tradition for politicians of different political parties to engage young people in the society to cause violence and crises that normally disrupt the electoral process. These young people who engage in such condemnable activities carried out their evil verses with the sole aim to advance the interests of their political godfathers. These godfathers use the youth to perpetrate violence and carry out their dirty jobs, engaging in destroying political parties' billboard, sometimes attacking candidates, snatching of ballot boxes on election day, among others. Against this backdrop, inability to advocate for a free and fair election in the forthcoming Edo State gubernatorial election, some concerned youths in Benin City have called on other youths in Edo State not to allow themselves to be manipulated by unscrupulous politicians who will want to use them to cause mayhem and crisis in the Edo forthcoming gubernatorial election, noting that the politicians' children and family members will not take part in carrying out this evil verse.
Of course, the truth is that as a youth, you have to be sensible, because if you are not sensible, ask yourself, where are their children? They are not here. Then why should they use you for political thuggery? So it's advisable that you come out to vote, because our vote will count on that day. That's what I believe.
You shouldn't go because it's not worth it.
The youth called on politicians with the mindset of using the youth in wreaking havoc on or before the election to have a rethink and channel their attention to increasing their campaign's momentum.
They don't need to say let's sit down because we all know the situation of our present situation in this our Edo State, and we need a better government, and that's it now. We should just all come out and vote for the right person and bring the right person.
Of course, politicians to stick to the game, as in it's not a do or die affair. They should take a lead from the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. It's not a do or die affair matter. Please, they should play it according to the rules of the game.
Any youths now that have not learned anything for his or herself now, there's nothing anybody can tell them, because all these things did start today. So if you're still waiting for somebody to tell you, there is God though.
With this assurance from the youth, it is the hope that the Edo State governorship election, scheduled to hold on the 21st of September 2024, will be peaceful. Osaroge Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
Meanwhile, Nigerians are reacting to the persistent challenge of crude oil theft, which constitute a major economic sabotage to the country. BeeTv News Freeman Usawe reports that the respondents suggested ways the reoccurring act can be dealt with, while others stated otherwise. The reports.
Recently, the Group Managing Director of the NNPCL, Mele Kyari, appealed to the security agencies to sustain its operations against crude oil bunkering in the Niger Delta. Nigerians have expressed their opinion, saying the government can do more to curb the acts of oil theft, citing tougher decisions to punish those involved in the act. They also said the government can engage those who are directly involved in oil theft by creating jobs, opportunity, and using them as detectives to apprehend the suspects, saying that most of oil bunkers in the Niger Delta region are unemployed and such engage in such activity.
The government itself have no political will. You understand? If they have political will, they will stop it. They know these people. You understand? They are not angels. They are not from sky. They are human beings like us. So the government have the political will first to stop it. They have the enabling law. They enforce the law.
Instead of destroying the illegal refinery, you just empower them so that they will be able to become legal and distribute fuel. If they can come up with idea of refining a product, so that means we have so much talent that are wasting. So I think the current government should look into it.
Others say they do not believe anything can be done because the government appears not to be ready to take any sustainable measures to address the situation. The father said there have been several reports on plans to prosecute those involved in oil bunkering, but not much results have been achieved yet.
There's nothing they can do. It is something that have eaten the cancan worm. It has eaten deep. So there's nothing you can do. There's no committee that Mr. President will set aside now to investigate that oil theft issue that they will bring or that will yield positive results. What is happening now will continue to happen, and it will continue to happen.
Crude theft is still a major problem to Nigerian economic growth. These respondents, however, believes that if the government puts better measures to end it, it will definitely address the situation. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
Closing the Gap is the theme of this year's World Breastfeeding Week, and here in Edo State, management of the Edo Specialist Hospital organized a program to celebrate nursing mothers as part of activities to mark Breastfeeding Week. In this event, nursing mothers were enlightened on the importance of breastfeeding their babies and the health benefit associated with it. BeeTv News Best Orator has the rest of the reports.
Give your baby breast. If you never go out, give your baby breast. Anytime, anywhere, give your baby breast.
Breastfeeding is the act of feeding an infant with breast milk. It is the building of bond between the infant and the mother. On this note, the management of Edo Specialist Hospital organized a program to celebrate and sensitize nursing mothers on the importance of breastfeeding their babies. At the program, nursing mothers were advised to prioritize feeding their infants with breast milk, as it is very healthy for the baby's growth, as well as building bonds with the mother and the child. The feeding of infants with the breast milk help in building the baby's mental performance alongside other health benefits.
The thing for this year is closing the gap. Breastfeeding for all. Means that everybody can actually breastfeed. I could not breastfeed for 2 days. I was not too strong. This and that. You can actually continue.
Dr. Enatu and other keynote speakers at the Nursing Mothers Program highlighted the challenges that are associated with breastfeeding, but said the benefits are more advantageous than the challenges. They said breastfeeding reduces cost of spending on food formula and also visiting the hospital as a result of complications of non-breastfeeding. They also buttressed the need for nursing mothers to settle down and feed their infants properly through breastfeeding and ensure they are satisfied.
Breastfeeding is for some people, and while the formula milk is for some other people. Okay, but the truth of it is that all of us have to realize and know one thing, and that is the truth, is that first 6 months of life, the way God made it, that milk will come out of your breast, you reach out. You didn't hear me? So even if you do see next time, or you just come out for the forward, there should be no discrimination for any baby.
It helps to prevent infection, reduces infant and child neonatal mortality. Plenty things where this breastfeeding they do. So that's why we have gathered all of you here today to once again create awareness and foster understanding amongst us.
The program featured drama presentation, sensitization discussions, amongst others.
If I can't never go surprise,
Speaking with BeeTv News, the guest lecturer, Dr. Izuyuwa Enato, Medical Outreach Coordinator, Dr. Joyce Collins Osai, Assistant Director of Nursing Services, Mrs. Evelyn Inabulele, and others said the program was put together to sensitize the nursing mothers on why they should sustain the habit of breastfeeding their infants, as well as the health benefits associated with it.
Breastfeeding actually removes that gap, because every baby that is born in the first 6 months is privileged to breastfeeding. Breast milk is free. You don't pay for it. You don't have to be rich to be able to afford breast milk. So there is no excuse. That excuse should be removed. Breast milk is always enough for the baby, and And that is why they must start breastfeeding from day one, whether they've delivered via cesarean section or through spontaneous vaginal delivery. They must always breastfeed their baby from day one.
Now we are clamoring for support for breastfeeding mothers, both in the marketplaces, both in the offices. Let's give them this support. Let's tell them that they can do it, because it is actually not easy to nurse a baby and carry out the exclusive breastfeeding.
I encourage them, because most mothers nowadays, they don't want to breastfeed their baby, thinking that their breast will sag. Nothing like sagging. When you breastfeed your baby, when you use your glucose and exercise, the breast will be okay.
We encourage mother to be friendly. To be friendly is the way you keep your child breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life. It helps for cognitive development, cognitive function, and it contains all the nutrients that the child needs for that first 6 months.
To cover the gap for our breastfeeding mother, even though they are already giving up, or maybe I stopped, but we are trying to encourage them that you can actually start again and continue. And the benefit of breastfeeding, you will see, it will save you a lot of money. It will make you not to be a frequent visitor to the hospital. That's one of the exclusive breastfeeding, the benefit of exclusive breastfeeding. It also makes you to have that loving relationship between you as the mother and your baby.
The program put together by the management of Edo Specialist Hospital has reminded nursing mothers that they must never replace breastfeeding with baby formulas, and also inform them of the health benefits it has on their babies as well as themselves. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Following the president's call on Nigerians to embrace subsistence farming to address the challenge of rising cost of food and the flag off of the renewed Open Initiative Agricultural Support Program, some Nigerians have thrown their weight behind the presidency's stance on subsistence farming. Our correspondent who spoke with these Nigerians completes the reports.
Subsistence agriculture or farming occurs when farmers grow crops on small holdings to meet the needs of themselves and their families. It is a style of agriculture meant to provide for the needs of a family or small group amidst the economic hardship facing the nation, particularly the rise in cost of food items. The First Lady of Nigeria had encouraged all Nigerians to practice subsistence farming as a means of tackling the food scarcity. Some respondents who spoke to the news crew lauded the push by the federal government to encourage agricultural practices, stating that it's no news that one should indulge in such a venture and urge others to do same.
It's a very good option because considering the situation of the country today, so something like that is something that will boost the economic, because
Mutila Square in Kaduna State is filled with farmers from all local governments.
Cassava in your backyard, I don't think you will go to the market to purchase gari anymore.
Even without being told, it's a normal thing that we used to do before. It's just that these days, everybody just try to be foreigner, in the sense that we abandon so many things. That is why we get into the mess we are in today.
If you are a farmer now, it's not everything that you buy in the market. You can just enter just farm, harvest, use for yourself and also give others.
I found out that they don't buy anything in the village. You know why? Because they have everything in their backyard. Only thing that they buy, do you know what they buy? It's fuel. Because they don't have lights.
Others who spoke to the news crew, however, questioned the sustainability of the agricultural initiative by the First Lady, adding that words must be consistently backed by actions.
Although for the First Lady doing it, it's a good thing anyway, but how sustainable is it? Is it a show-off, or is something that is from the mind or from the heart? So, although that one is it's not the issue that will solve a hunger problem anyway, because the major issue is people going to farm, and farming is not just to feed. Farming is a occupation for people.
Subsistence agriculture can be used as a poverty alleviation strategy, specifically as a safety net for food price shocks and for food security. Oluwatoyin Oyedola reporting for BeeTv News.
The West African Examination Council, WAEC, has released the results for its 2024 Senior Secondary Certificate Examination for schools candidate. The 2024 WASSCE was held for a period of 7 weeks and 6 days, spanning 30th of April to 24th of June. Out of the total number of candidates that sat the exam in Nigeria, 1,685,889 candidates, which represent 93.39%, have all their papers processed and released, while 119,327 candidates, representing 6.61%, have some subjects still being processed. Mr. Amos, who is the head of WAEC Nigeria, says the result of 267 candidates, representing 11.9% of the total, have been withheld in connection with various reported cases of examination malpractice.
Schools, supervisors, teachers, and candidates perpetrating this evil are not helping the educational system. All hands must therefore be on deck to sanitize the system. As WAS for School Candidates 2024 results are being uploaded on the results website, candidates should, after checking the result online, apply for their digital certificate, which will be released 48 hours thereafter. Candidates who have fulfilled their financial obligations to the Council can access their results on the Council's results website, www.waecdirect.org, within the next 12 hours.
Now, the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Uba Sani, has inaugurated the distribution of 500 trucks of fertilizers, that is about 15,000 metric tons, to smallholder farmers across the 23 local government areas of the state. The governor will launch the program at Murtala Square in Kaduna, stated that 240,000 bags of fertilizers will be distributed free to 120,000 smallholder farmers, with each farmer receiving 2 bags. BeeTv News Gift Uwagwe tells us more.
Murtala Square in Kaduna State is filled with farmers from all local government areas of the state and senior government officials all gathered for the flag-off of the distribution of fertilizers to farmers. The governor highlights some gains in the agricultural sector since assuming office in May 2023. He urged farmers to put into good use the fertilizers for an improved yield.
I am extremely delighted to be here to flag off the distribution of 500 trucks of fertilizer, about 15,000 metric tons, to farmers across Kaduna State. 240,000 bags will be distributed to 120,000 smallholder farmers free. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey toward the revitalization of the agricultural sector and ensuring food security in Kaduna State. The smallholder farmers who will benefit from this exercise were carefully selected by all-inclusive, non-partisan committee.
The governor also reiterated some support rendered to ginger farmers who lost millions due to the ginger blight epidemic.
In response, we distributed 12,800 units of agrochemicals and secured a 1.6 billion recovery package from the National Agricultural Development Fund to assist farmers in relaunching their livelihood.
Officials say that the distribution of the fertilizer will not only boost crop yield, but also enhance food security, reduce poverty, and strengthen the agricultural value chain in the state.
I wish to remind our farmers of the tremendous opportunity and task that lie ahead. This fertilizer is more than just an input. It is an investment in your farms, investment in your livelihoods and the future of our state. It is also proof of His Excellency the Governor's commitment to ensuring that every farmer has the resources needed to succeed.
Another distribution is a reflection of the Governor's commitment to support those who produce the bulk of the food we eat. These are the smallholder farmers, the real farmers. It is a demonstration of his commitment to achieving food security and addressing hunger.
The Kaduna State government says it is aggressively constructing rural roads across the 23 local councils to link farmers to markets and prevent post-harvest losses. Farmers are encouraged to utilize the fertilizers for the economic stability of the state. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
Still in Kaduna, where the Kaduna state government has lifted the curfew previously enforced from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Kaduna and Zaria effective today. The Commissioner of Internal Security, Samuel Aran, confirmed that residents can now move about without any restrictions. He also explained that following a comprehensive evaluation, the Council unanimously recommended lifting of the curfew and emphasized ongoing effort to ensure safety of residents. However, the Council directed that all processions or gatherings should be coordinated within the relevant agencies to prevent any disturbances. The Jigawa state government also followed suit in lifting the curfew imposed across the state on Monday. Now recently, apologize for that. Okay. Now recently, the federal government approved the deployment of 10,000 security officials to the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, to mitigate against the criminal activities involving farm produce. Some Nigerians who reacted to these initiatives claim that the number is too little to make much progress. The reports.
In Nigeria today, one major plague affecting the production of food crops, especially in rural areas, are herdsmen. As time after time, reports of suspects storming and wrecking farms are recorded, leaving poor farmers with lesser food items to sell, thereby leading to an imbalanced supply and demand market system. Following the announcement of the federal government to deploy about 10,000 security officers to the 36 states, including the FCT, to fight crimes threatening agriculture, several concerned Nigerians who...
The National Institute for Cultural Orientation, in collaboration with...
In Nigeria today, one major plague affecting the production of food crops, especially in rural areas, are herdsmen. As time after time, reports of suspects storming and wrecking farms are recorded, leaving poor farmers with lesser food items to sell, thereby leading to an imbalanced supply and demand market system. Following the announcement of the federal government to deploy about 10,000 security officers to the 36 states, including the FCT, to fight crimes threatening agriculture, several concerned Nigerians who spoke opposed the initiative, terming it laughable and incapable of yielding much results.
I see it as a laughable joke to deploy 10,000 security personnel to curb herdsmen menace in the country. Moreover, however, this is not the first time we are hearing about herdsmen. What has been the action of the government?
Never knew these people, they might go ahead and betray us as well, because the X-Men might have their way with them. Why don't you incorporate the citizens, the villagers, educate them, enlighten them? Do you understand? The reason why they ought to be, we all hands ought to be on deck. Right?
We don't have a proper surveillance system that we can use in tracking the movement of these herdsmen. So, and whether I like it or not, the police system in Nigeria is a bit even compromised already because of corruption. The approach towards these Fulani herdsmen people, it's just lackluster. It's not 10,000 is not enough.
From another perspective, other respondents lauded the approach, saying that it is a good start towards fighting crimes.
I think what the federal government is really doing to curb the herdsmen is a welcome development, because nobody goes to the farm again. Like you and I know, for example, Benue State is the food basket of the nation. If the farmers are being terrorized and nobody goes to farm, and in some areas where erosion will take over their farmland, I think it's a welcome development.
Farmer safety must be prioritized if food security in Nigeria will be achieved. Faithful Okpokam reporting for BeeTv News.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has intensified its effort to stop international shipping lines from imposing war risk premium surcharges on Nigerian-bound cargoes. This was disclosed by the agency's Director General, Mr. Dayo Moberiola, during a media interaction in Lagos. BeeTv News' Margaret Okari reports.
At the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency meeting, several pressing issues were covered in the agency's preview, including the cabotage vessel financing fund and the status of the modular floating dock. Addressing inquiries about the cabotage fund, Mr. Dayo Moberiola clarified that the funds are currently held in government accounts. Regarding the modular floating dock, which has been inactive for several months, he assured that it will soon be operational.
We are going to put the modular floating dock to a very, very good use. That once it's in use, it will be beneficial to the economy. It will be beneficial to the seafarers, and it will be beneficial to Nimasa itself. And we are working on it.
On the issue of the war risk premium that Nigeria has been burdened with, Mr. Dayo Moberiola emphasized that the country can no longer be compelled to pay such high charges. He revealed that the agency plans to escalate its objections to the United Nations.
In order to force the issues, we want our international partners to go with us to meet these insurance companies and said yes. From the past 3 years, there had not been piracy, there had not been sea robberies, and therefore these war risk premiums must come down. And in coming down, it reduces the freight cost for our own imports and exports as well.
So the creation of the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy as a strategic move that will empower the nation to help President Ahmed Tinubu drive economic transformation. I am Margaret Okari, reporting for BeeTv News.
Now still on security, the role of human factor is critical in the effective utilization of air assets to combat international threats. This informed decision to develop the capacity of Nigerian Army aviation operators for optimal performance in times of emergency. BeeTv News' Mercy Adams has details of this report.
In the modern warfare, air assets are critical in ensuring rapid response to security threats.
The aviation profession operates in an environment where precision.
To this end, the Nigerian Army is developing aviation professionals to operate in line with global best practices with emphasis on improving human performance and behavior during emergency response.
Understanding how stress, fatigue, communication, and teamwork impact decision-making during emergencies is crucial. It is this understanding that will enable us to refine our procedures, train our personnel more efficiently, and ultimately ensure the highest standard of safety.
This workshop is just one of those training activities that is aimed to build the capacity of all those who operate in Nigerian Army aviation, from the pilots to the engineers to the ground traffic controllers and all other personnel here. So this training will actually build their capacity, and at the end of the day, we'll see better outputs.
The workshop will also boost operational synergy among the different components of the armed forces. Mercy Adams, reporting for BeeTv News.
And I'm moving straight into the business news segment for tonight, where First City Monument Bank, FCMB, and the Dutch Entrepreneurial Development Bank, FMO, are joining forces to ignite innovation in Nigeria's agricultural sector through an agri-tech, ecoturn, and venture building program. BeeTv News' Margaret Okari has details of this and more from the business scene.
The initiative, delivered by HIV Ventures, invites startups, entrepreneurs, and innovators to develop solutions for challenges like credit access, infrastructure, and food security. The program includes a 48-hour hackathon, a 4-week venture building residency, and a stakeholder conference. Winners will receive up to 23 million in prizes and further exposure to growth opportunities. Applications for the program, the organizers said, are now open at on.fcmb.com/agritech
Agri-Tech-Hackathon and will run from August 5th to September 5th. Commenting on the program, FCMB's divisional head, agribusiness and non-oil exports, Kudzia Gumunyu, said this initiative aims to address the perennial pain points in Nigeria and Africa's agribusiness ecosystems, transforming them into monetized opportunities for innovators. The Agri-Tech Hackathon and Venture Building Program will end with demo days where winners will be rewarded with cash grants and other benefits. Dollar supply at the official foreign exchange market dropped by 18.26% to $200 million as the naira depreciated on Tuesday. FMDQ data show that the turnover of willing buyers and sellers at the official FX market declined to $200 million from $246.44 million on Monday. This comes as the country's external reserves also dropped 0.68% to $36.620 billion as of August 12, 2024, from $36.872 billion